The Wally Show podcast is our daily radio show heard live through the WayFM app each morning and hosted by Wally, Gavin, and me, Betty Rock. For more fun, be sure to connect with us at wayfm.com/Wally.
The Wally Show podcast is brought to you by Colorado Christian University Online, where you can earn a degree online just like Betty Rock. You can learn more at ccu.edu/Wally. Things you didn't know you needed to know today. It's News-ish with Betty.
Tonight is Halloween.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so they're going to have those little kids coming to the door being like, trick or treat, and they look precious.
They're cute.
So
and then
cute.
you got the teenagers that don't even try.
Right.
And they show up with it. What are you supposed to be? I'm depressed. Okay, great. Here you go.
Well, not that we asked for their opinion, but dental surgeons are asking that we keep our kids away from candy. But let's be realistic. The parents are going to get the candy, and so are the kids.
I would be the worst dentist because in my waiting room when people came in, I would have all the candy kids wanted to eat. It's like you're just repeat customers.
Right. I mean, you're making sure that you'll always have a business.
Yeah. You want a sucker? Here you go. Here's two.
Exactly.
Take one for later.
Well, dental surgeons, if you care, they're saying, hey, listen, tooth decay is a problem.
Of course. Why?
So they're saying if you have kids, try and keep them away from lollipops or sticky sweets. That includes gummy bears or Starbursts. Don't do those.
I know they're so good though, but man, they pull out my crowns. I wanted a bit of honey so bad the other day. I was in a line at Hobby Lobby and they had a bit of honey. Who has bit of honey anymore? Hobby Lobby.
Hobby Lobby does. Now, sugar daddies, man, those will pull your teeth out.
Yeah, those and sugar babies even. You think there'd be less? No, they're just as strong as the daddy.
Well, so dental surgeons are saying instead of giving out that kind of candy, just give out stickers or Play-Doh.
Oh, that's fun. Like kids love that. Yeah, no.
No?
No, you never. Okay, here's the thing. On Halloween, I get it. Never give out something that's not candy on Halloween. Honestly, it just doesn't.
I remember one time as a kid when I went trick-or-treating, I got, it was wrapped in saran wrap, and it was one of those popcorn balls.
Oh, what?
Yeah, she had a lot of cats.
Yeah.
I just didn't. Ugh.
What weird person on your street does it? Did you know them?
Yeah, they were a church person.
Okay, well, if you know them, then you're fine. But yeah, if you're just randomly going through the neighborhood and there's a popcorn ball, no, you don't do that.
So if you're wondering, well, how am I supposed to do this? Like, I'm letting my kids have candy. I want them to have the full experience. Well, that's okay. Dental surgeons are saying here are a couple of tips on what you can do if you're like, listen, they're going to have the candy. First, limit the amount for one sitting. So don't let them eat it all in one night.
Yeah.
Limit it.
My
just
mom
a
always
bit.
had rules. We'd go home and spread it all out, and she'd be like, you get 5 pieces. I'm like, I worked for 3 hours for all of this. What do you mean 5 pieces?
Also, they said push water on them. Don't let them have like the Cokes, the sugary drinks, the Kool-Aid, because they're already getting that in the candy. Push water on them. And then finally, buy them a fun new toothbrush. This will encourage them to brush their teeth. And they should every time they eat the candy.
That's what I could see dentists handing out is a toothbrush and a business card,
Yeah, oh, for sure.
My wife did get candy this year. She's like, okay, we're going to hand out candy. We usually go to a movie, but where it's like on a Thursday night this year, she's like, no, we'll stay home and do candy. I'm like, I hate that.
What? Why?
I don't know.
You'll get some of the candy.
I know. I can't. I don't want it in the house because I'm like losing weight. Like it's too much temptation.
It's just one night.
Like I could see me giving like one to the kids and then just eating it and just the shame spiral. No, I don't want it anywhere near the house. For some reason, my wife was obsessing over the right bag of Halloween candy to get the other day at the store. Hey, it's the Wally Show on Uplifting Way FM. And she was trying to pick, and is it big enough? Is it enough? I'm like, what are you getting this for? She's like, oh, to hand out to trick-or-treaters. I'm like, hey, this is new territory.
I didn't know we were doing this.
I didn't because we usually go to a movie, but this year where it's on Thursday night tonight, like it's hard for me to go to a movie at nighttime, and then do this job. And so I think she's relegated herself so we're stuck at home. I'm like, hey, turn off the light. Be that house.
Oh,
be that house.
Come on. That's worse than even handing out like raisins. Like, don't be that house.
I know.
Turns off lights.
Well,
Come
here's
on.
the thing. My wife buys the candy, but I know, ding dong, she's going to look at me. Like, do you want to get that? Like, she's not going to do it. I'm going to have to do it. Yeah, she got the candy. I'm going to have to be the face of Halloween in my
That's
in my
scary
neighborhood.
enough.
I know. Like, kids like, no. So, and like, I'm not a fan of it, and here's why I'm not a fan of it, especially as it gets later at night. Maybe I'll do it in the beginning time and then turn off the light, because I was a young punk kid, and it's like the kids at the end of the night who end up being like 17. You know, like, should you really still be trick-or-treating?
Yeah, but I think that it's okay because they're not getting into trouble.
Yeah.
Like, they're just out getting candy. Like, I would support that kind of behavior.
Okay. All right, I hadn't thought of it like that. I don't like it when kids are rude. You know?
Who's to say they'll be rude?
They
You're just
all
assuming.
are. All kids are rude. No, I'm just kidding.
Wow.
I do sound like an old man.
Get off my lawn.
That's what it feels like right now. But yeah, I just never have really done this. And so based on that, and I found this thing that asked people, like a bunch of people here in America, like, how old is too old to trick or treat? And I have the number on this, but I want to hold on to it because I like to see how we stack up in relation to like national survey kind of things. And so I'm just curious, we'll take an average from 5 calls. How old do you think is too old to trick or treat? For me, if you could drive somewhere to trick or treat, it's too old.
No.
Yes, I'm telling you.
I don't think there is an age range. There's
What
no
was
limit.
the oldest you trick or treated? 21?
Probably 17.
17? I can see it. Yeah, that's why. Gavin?
I probably stopped at 15.
Yeah, I think that's about, because when I could drive, then I went to parties instead of trick or treating. Like, so
maybe that's my problem. I wasn't
didn't
invited.
get invited to a party. There you go. We solved one problem. All right, so 5 calls at 855-33-WAY-FM. That's 855-33-WAY-FM. How old do you think is too old to trick or treat? We'll take yours right now and see how we line up with the average. Molly, it's another Halloween tonight. How are you? It's the Wally Show here on Uplifting Way FM, and we're discussing this poll that had been put out about how old is too old for people to trick or treat. So I'm trying to see how people who listen to the show line up with the national average. So what do you think? What's the age you would put down?
Well, I think that you should allow someone to trick-or-treat whenever they want to.
Yes.
Like Betty Rock said, if they're doing trick-or-treating and being a kid, instead of getting out there into what the trouble they could be, I'm all for it. Here's a Snickers, kid.
Exactly.
I'm a high school teacher, so the next day the sugar coma kind of makes a good day at school.
Oh, that's funny. All right, Tara, you're up. 5 calls it. What do you say? What should be the age limit for trick-or-treating?
I don't think there is an age limit. I think that even up in college, let them go trick-or-treating.
Yeah.
I would rather my kids be trick-or-treating than at a party where I don't know what's going on, who's there, what's being served. I say let them go trick-or-treating.
Yeah.
I am dumbfounded by this. Honestly, I was going to say, maybe 16, 15, In this survey, even 10% of people said like 12 is too old, which I think is crazy.
No.
Because
let
you're still
them
a kid.
Right. You don't want to grow up too
I
soon.
say they're a kid. Let them be a kid.
Yes.
Let them be a kid. We are grown-ups for the rest of our lives. Let them enjoy being children.
I'm going to put you down at 18 for an adult at least, because I got to assign a number to this to see how it lines up with the average. But right now, you with the other people that have called are in the majority.
Well, there you go.
All right, James, you're up. We're talking about the age that it should be too old to go trick-or-treating. What do you think?
I wouldn't think there's an age limit. I had a 55-year-old woman come to my house, and I actually gave her candy because she said she loved trick-or-treating.
Oh.
Really?
Look, I had like 9 inflatables in my yard. I got Baby Yoda.
Did she have an outfit on at all? Was she dressed up?
She really wasn't even dressed up. She just loved trick-or-treating, and she was with a couple little kids, and
From the sound of it, I don't even know if those were her kids. Honestly, I think she might have grabbed those along the way just to make it somewhat palatable. Cookie, what do you say? What is the age where you probably should knock off trick-or-treating?
When my daughter was a freshman in college, her roommate had never been trick-or-treating. She wasn't allowed. So they came home that year, and they went trick-or-treating, and she had a blast.
Aww.
So there are circumstances. I don't know, but they had a great time.
Well, according to that and some of the other people that called, our age group is way higher. They asked 5,000 people how old is too old to trick-or-treat. Somewhere around 43%, almost half, said it should be cut out around 13 to 16.
No!
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I think
don't
13's
so.
too young. 16, yeah. But our average came in at 18 and a half years
Yeah!
old. I guess we're all kids on the Wally Show.
I saw that going differently in my mind.
Uplifting Way FM. This is the Wally Show with Mind Blown.
Blown mind.
Oh, that just blew my mind right there. Yeah.
Can't follow that up.
She flipped the script on us. Did not see that coming.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Rob.
Ever unpredictable.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, I'm going to play a little game here with Mind Blown today.
Okay.
Instead of just giving you a mind-blowing fact, I'm going to ask you a question. See, because if you want to, the reason we do this, by the way, is that like you just file these away in your brain as interesting factoids, so that way when you're at work and someone's at the copy machine talking to you, and you know you're like, I don't know, can I jump in here? That guy's pretty cool from sales. I don't have anything to say, and you hear him talking about something like a space launch last night. And you're like, oh, I'm in, because you've got something that you can throw into this because of something you heard here, and then that way you won't feel like you're not important in this, and so we want to help you with that. So. Speaking of space, example. Okay. So if someone was talking about Elon Musk and his space program, for example, that's up there in his Starlink and all of the stuff
Star
going
Trek
to space.
Nanu.
Yeah, all of that stuff.
Got it.
Okay, so you could bust out with this and go, hey, that is fascinating about Elon Musk. Did you know that the Russian cosmonauts used to actually carry special pistols into space?
Oh, that's kind of cool.
I know, right?
What makes them special?
Well, that's not the question.
Space.
Why? Why would you carry a pistol to space? There's no one else there. Why do you think you would need a special pistol?
That's what I'm thinking. Just in case.
Yeah, just in case. You can't be too careful. We get up there, little green man. You need a special pistol that'll fire. Both fantastic guesses. Honestly,
thank you.
Great guesses, and I'm glad that we're into this conversation. Hey, do you guys want to do like lunch later?
No.
Well, I kind of want to know the answer to.
Great, I'm going out with the other geeky kid. The hot girl just shot me down. Now I'm out with the geek again. Great. Well, this didn't work. Anyway. They used to carry them so that they could shoot bears and wolves if they were attacked when they re-landed in Siberia.
Oh, no way.
Yes.
That's so Russian.
Yeah. Oh, she's back in. Hey, Chili's?
No.
Chili's 2 by the airport?
Chili's.
Okay.
No.
All right. Well, there you go. It doesn't work for always making a super great connection, but you can at least make a new friend at work.
Hey, Wally, do you have a minute?
Sorry, busy.
I have cake.
Oh, what do you need?
Yeah, see, that's a perfect example of even though we are busy, we make time for what's important.
Yeah, because going back to school as an adult, you're busy with work, you've got family, but if you want to make your education a priority, trust me, you can do it. Betty did.
Like when I first started, I was super intimidated because it had been a while since I've been in school. But I mean, from the very first conversation, I felt like they were setting me up for success.
Yeah, and going back to school with CCU's flexible online courses makes it so convenient.
Yeah, and what's so cool is every class has a biblical worldview perspective. And so you think, well, how can they turn math into a biblical worldview? They find a way.
Yeah, and that was one of my jobs when I was teaching at CCU, was integrating not just the facts and figures of things, but how your faith plays into what you're going to do.
CCU offers Christ-centered higher education, transforming students to impact the world with grace and truth.
Cultivate your mind without compromising your heart. Get started today at online.ccu.edu. Colorado Christian University is a non-profit impact partner.
He'll help you make sense of today's stories.
Never been much for public speaking or school, really.
As soon as someone explains them to him. It's News-ish with Wally.
If you've ever had a flight delayed or canceled, you know the havoc that wreaks on your travel plans. And airlines just always seem to not care. You know, like, oh, sorry, weather. You know, like, okay, thanks. Well, the government stepped in and created a law that would make them care, or at least make it possible for you to get a refund for certain delays. What they did was they said any flight delay of 3 hours or more, they call it a significant delay, you were entitled to a refund. And not just a rebooking or a credit, because typically they go, oh, we'll rebook you on a later flight.
Right.
And sometimes they're like, and that later flight will be Thursday. And you're like, it's Monday.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's some of the stuff I saw people going through with different outages or craziness was like just not even practical. So now what they're saying is you have a right to a full cash refund within 7 business days.
Now, let me ask you this. They said as long as it's delayed by 3 hours.
Correct.
Do you think that that's fair?
Yeah, I think so. But here's the problem with it is, if you're traveling, you're trying to get someone, you got a 3-hour delay and it's messing up getting to a cruise or whatever, you could cancel that flight and ask for your money back. But then you've got to try to book another flight in that moment on another airline, which is probably also experiencing problems. and you're never going to get a flight that's cheaper than what you already had flying the day up. So really, it's kind of a catch-22. It's one of those things like if it's delayed 3 hours, you're like, well, we're just not going. Then absolutely, yeah. Instead of getting a rebook or getting a like a credit, the refund is a good thing.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is, this is what's so funny about this, okay? So 3 airlines, Delta, United, and JetBlue, okay? They're loving this. They're laughing about this because they had the problem was all these airlines had a different definition of significant delay. So these 3 airlines, their version of the significant delay that you would be entitled to a refund was 90 minutes. And the government's like, nope, 3 hours.
Wow.
Thanks for not helping.
Right.
Great. Well, I guess at least now everyone that flies Spirit will have a shot at getting some money back. So here's some other things as part of this law. The baggage delay. If your bag is delayed for over 12 hours, you will get a refund of your bag fees. I've always thought that should be instantaneous. Yeah. You have to pay for bag fees. It's an extra service they're charging you for. The second it's not there when I land, you should refund me.
Exactly.
Doesn't matter if it's an hour later, 10 hours later, that baggage fee should be replayed. And then refunds for like ancillary services like Wi-Fi or things like that. If you paid for that and you don't get it, you can actually track it down. Plus, they said airlines have to have 24/7 customer service. Well, good luck with that because you know that's been outsourced. And at 3 in the morning while you're trying to get a problem solved on your airline, you're going to talk to somebody, but it is not going to be enjoyable. So I think we might have had a couple little gains here, but as always, when you travel, when you fly anymore, you just have to pack a ton of patience.
Are you kidding me?
Are you kidding me?
Are you kidding me right now?
Uplifting Way FM. This is the Wally Show. This is one of the favorite things that we do on the show. I love it. It's called Are You Kidding Me? Where we just talk to kids about stuff going on. Okay, so that's the only prerequisite. You just got to be a kid to be part of this right now. So tonight is Halloween and people doing trick-or-treating, doing church fall festivals, whatever it is that you're going to do. We just want to talk to you as a kid and figure out what is the best and the worst part of Halloween, okay, for you as a kid. I'm curious because I know, like, for me as a kid, the best part was just people giving you free candy. I mean, you just lose your mind. I can't even believe that was a thing. I don't even know how that got started.
And see, mine would have been different as a kid. I like candy, but my sweet tooth isn't as big as yours.
Yeah.
And mine was the costumes. I love dressing up. The hardest part, though, for me was I had huge glasses. Yeah. And I just didn't know, like, do I put it outside my mask, inside my mask?
Oh, that's so sad. Oh, that's so sad. You're walking into trees. Yeah. The worst part of Halloween for me is when it fell on a school night. Yeah. Because you had to trick or treat earlier, you had to be in earlier, and you're like, gosh, I just want to go out and have fun, and then I want to come home and eat it all and go nuts, and then you couldn't on a school night. So that was my worst, okay? So we're going to do this with you. If you're a kid, again, that's the only prerequisite. Doesn't matter how old you are, not a kid at heart, an actual kid for Are You Kidding Me? What is, in your opinion, because we care about your opinion, what is the best and the worst part about doing trick-or-treating or, fall festivals, that kind of stuff.
Trunk or treats, yep.
855-33-WAY-FM is the number. That's 855-33-WAY-FM. If you need to get your mom or dad's permission before you call, please do that. But we'd love to hear your opinion right now on Are You Kidding Me? On The Wally Show on WAY-FM.
Are you kidding me?
Are you kidding me?
Are you kidding me right now?
Colin, welcome to The Wally Show and Are You Kidding Me on Uplifting Way FM. How are you today?
I'm good.
Good. You all ready for trick-or-treating tonight?
Yeah.
Okay, how old are you?
14.
So we're doing Are You Kidding Me, Colin? When we want your opinion, what is the best and worst part of trick-or-treating?
Well, of course, the best part is getting all the candy and eating it.
Yeah, everybody. I think all the kids are universally down for this.
Right. What's your one piece of candy that you're looking forward to getting?
Oh, a Hershey bar.
I do like Hershey bars. I still love them to this day.
Simple?
Like, if I ever do s'mores, I don't even want the rest of it. I just eat the big Hershey bars.
Same.
See, I know. Colin knows. He's down. So what's the worst part of trick-or-treating?
When you got to go back for seconds and they run out.
I love that Colin is going back for seconds. He changes his outfit. He's got 2 outfits for the night and hits about every house twice. He's thought this through, Colin. You're the best,
Smart
man.
kid.
Mom is over here cringing because you're not supposed to go back for seconds.
I know you're not supposed to, but that's why you got to go with him, Mom. At 14, he's going to pull that kind of shenanigans. You guys have a good, safe night tonight.
You too.
So, Coco, you're up. How old are you?
I'm 9 years old.
9 years old. Okay, so here's what's on the table, Coco. What's the best, worst part about trick-or-treating or doing, like, trunk-or-treating? What do you got?
The best is getting all the candy, and the worst is the scary houses.
Yes! I do not like the scary houses either, Coco, and I'm a little older than you. You're 9. I'm, like, 56, and I still don't like the scary houses.
Hey, Coco, what's your plan if you come across a scary house? What do you do? If you want to get their candy, how are you going to get it if the house is scary?
If it's on the doorstep, take all of it.
Take all of it.
I'm going to teach them a lesson.
Listen, you deserve it, Coco, because you're brave. And you got up there to get the candy. Yes, take it all. That is queen behavior. Go, Coco.
Icon.
Incredible.
Eli, you are up. What is the best/worst thing about trick-or-treating?
The best thing is dressing up.
What's your Halloween costume this year?
An inflatable chicken.
I love it.
Yes.
See, I was never allowed to go as anything scary, and truth be told, I didn't want to because I don't like scary stuff. So I always had to go as something fun, funny, or like a football player, or whatever. So I love the inflatable chicken.
Yeah, and Eli, are you going to just say trick or treat when you knock on the door? Or are you going to like...
Bark, 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 bark.
No.
You really should do that. I'm telling you, dude, if you do something creative like that, I think your candy haul is going to be bigger this year.
They'll give you the full-size bars, not just the fun size.
That's where they go, hang on a second, and then they pull one out from behind, and you're like, what?
So, Eli, what's the worst part of trick-or-treating?
Going to school on Halloween.
Yes. I always hate when it falls during the week and you got to go to school the next day. I think they should just always make Halloween on, like, the Friday of whatever week it falls in.
I agree. Can we let our congressman?
Yeah, you know what, Eli? I think that's a great idea.
Yes.
We should all get on this now. Nicely done. Finally, the government in action doing something right. It's kind of weird how patriotism and prayer have almost been vilified inside of our society today. And that's why it's cool to see people stand up for both. From the director and producers of God's Not Dead, there's a new film out that's called Average Joe. And it's a story you probably were aware of a little while back of the high school football coach Joe Kennedy, who chose to fight for his right to exercise his faith and pray at the 50-yard line following games. I think what's interesting about this movie is they delve into his childhood and his past and what led him to this place, because he had his skeletons and he wasn't this perfect revival Christian guy. He was a real life guy that had issues, but faith was a part of that. And I think that that's the part of the movie that connected with me and maybe will connect with you as well. He was fired. His wife Denise even gets caught in the middle of it and she has to pick a side. So if you want to check it out, it's Average Joe. It's rated PG-13, so you can make your decisions as a parent there. It's in theaters now, and if you want tickets or more information, you can find that at averagejoemovie.com.
He's kind of smart.
Guys have underestimated me my entire life.
Sorry, read that wrong. He's kind and smart. It's News-ish with Gavin.
One thing that I'm really excited about now that my kid is here, he's 2 months old, we're getting into the holiday season, I'm really excited to kind of solidify and go to family traditions. I'm excited for, when we put up the Christmas tree the day after Thanksgiving, watch all the movies that we watch, just like going at those things that are just really good and fun for us. But I did actually find this list of common traditions. These are, mostly American traditions or holidays that people think are going to be gone in 25 years. I hope family traditions stay forever, but these are ones they think will be gone here in the next 25 years. The first one is class reunions.
Oh, yeah.
There's no point. I mean, everybody keeps up on social media.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Brock, you're absolutely right. Back in the day, you had to see what someone was doing. You had to actually get in the same room with them, and they're like, oh, yeah, I'm working at Enterprise Rent-A-Car. I'm kind of killing it. And you're like, you were the valedictorian. What happened?
Yeah.
But now you can see that instantly and keep up with their lives. That's a great point.
A lot of people are just traveling or just don't live in a lot of the same places. My high school 10-year reunion happened recently, and I ignored the invite every single time because I'm like, I don't want to travel 10 hours just to see
I
You
went to
guys?
mine because I was kind of a loser in high school,
Oh.
and like I have a cool job,
You do.
and so I went to mine for that, which was kind of
To
fun.
brag.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah, and to find that girl that wouldn't date that. Sorry, girls that wouldn't date me.
Oh, told off on himself.
Not singular.
The next one was Christmas cards. I don't think we ever started it, but I know a lot of people who really love like creating the card, taking the fun family photo. But I think this is, again, probably the same argument about social media, is that you don't need to send 50 cards to people.
It's expensive. My wife was all about it every year. She'd start late. And then I had to come up with the idea and the saying, and then we'd shoot everything.
geez.
And it was a lot of pressure for me. And so finally, one year she just kind of stopped, and I haven't brought it back up. And I'm so happy that we're not doing this anymore. She has no idea how stressful it was
Hopefully
for me.
she doesn't hear this.
Yeah. So yeah, I could see that going away, and I'm happy.
Okay, and the last one was beauty pageants. And I think I think I would argue that's already starting to feel like it's kind of getting phased
I
out.
don't think it should be because
Why is that?
because women are set to a
Even though
higher
you could win
standard.
all of them.
Yeah, what if you got
No,
invited
stop.
to be
No, stop. Stop.
Okay.
Women shouldn't be judged for just their looks. They
Sure.
should be judged for other things that make them human beings.
Okay. I agree.
And I don't think you should have to go around on a stage in a bikini to prove that.
I you know what? I absolutely agree with you. I think I've always thought that they're weird and creepy. I always liked the talent portion of them though, because the talent portion, it was always a bunch of girls who had the beauty part, but then they threw the talent thing, and they didn't have a lot of talent in some areas. Some were great, but then it's like they had to force this talent they really weren't good at, and you're like, oh, that was always a train wreck and fun to watch. But I think you're right. I think it should just be more, if you're going to do instead of a beauty pageant, just a woman pageant, and it's the things that they can do outside of looks. I mean, it doesn't hurt to like not be hard on the eyes, you know. So I mean, that's not the worst thing.
It's not everything.
It's not everything. You're absolutely right. It's not important at all.
Just stop.
Just stop.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
All right, Gavin, this is your big moment here on the Wally Show on Uplifting Way FM. You get to talk sportsy stuff with us and make it so that Betty Rock and I can understand, appreciate, or enjoy it.
And I think that the topic that this Yay Sports concerns will be one that we will all love, and it concerns Uncrustables.
Oh, yes.
And the NFL.
Fantastic.
So apparently Uncrustables are the most popular snack in the NFL. Whenever you go to like a sporting event, or when I played sports, you ate like orange slices at halftime and stuff like that. But apparently NFL players eat a ton of Uncrustables throughout the week.
This is crazy. I could be in the NFL. I never knew that.
No, that's not what he's saying.
I'm just like the NFL players.
No, that's not even close to what
consume Uncrustables a lot during the week. It's even on my Weight Watchers plan. It's 5 points.
Consuming Uncrustables doesn't make you an NFL player, correct, Gavin?
It doesn't, but it's step one.
Training
I'd say.
for one, yes.
Jeez.
But it's super interesting because Uncrustables, I didn't know this until now, they were actually founded by a former NFL player.
I did not know that either.
This already makes sense. And this is the number here. NFL players throughout a week eat 80,000 Uncrustables.
That's crazy.
In a week. So we're talking about 30 teams. So there's a lot of a lot of teams, and then 50 to 70 players per team. So the breakdown's crazy, but like you have the leaders of this little, it's not a competition, but the Denver Broncos, they eat up to 10,000 Uncrustables a week. All of the players combined, that's insane.
Yeah, that is crazy. I can do that myself, but
you're a team.
I am, my own team. They are the perfect snack because you serve them cold, okay?
Oh, that's what they said, frozen.
Yeah, okay, but here's the thing. I've figured this out. I put way too much time into my Uncrustables.
Clearly.
You have to take them out of the freezer, okay? If you try to eat them inside of 20 minutes, it doesn't work because they are going to still be partly frozen. The peanut butter stays partly frozen. It thaws slower than the jelly does, so here's what you have to do. You have a 40-minute window. You take them out. If you want the perfect Uncrustable, you take it out of the freezer for 40 minutes. Then you stand it vertically so it's not laying on its side. You lean it against something so that it's not getting one side gets the moisture as it thaws from the inside, and it makes the bread soggy. So you put it vertically, and with about 10 minutes to go, you open the top of it so some air can get down in there. you will have the perfect Uncrustable.
Your post-radio career, it's Uncrustables PR.
Absolutely.
This is where you're headed right now.
Yeah.
I love to see your passion in all things ridiculous.
I know. I'm really good at passion. Yeah. So I'm either going to be a PR spokesperson for Uncrustables, or I might join the NFL. One of those two things. Hey, I got two options.
So what is TikTok and how do you use it?
Uplifting Way FM. This is the Wally Show. I had come across this preacher on TikTok. His name's Kelly K. He actually was like the road manager for the band, the Christian band Red, for a lot of years. But I found that I like a lot of his stuff, and so I was watching this TikTok of him where Kelly K broke down the story of the woman who was caught in adultery and brought to Jesus. And this is the story, famously, where Jesus looked at all the men condemning this woman, and he said to them, "Let he who is among you without sin cast the first stone." I think most of us have heard that. But then he bent down to write something in the sand. And some theologians believe that he was writing a list of all the men's sins. And I'd always kind of thought that myself. I thought, I like that. Because I wanted it to be that.
Yeah.
But then check out what Kelly K thought he was writing and why.
So, what do I think he was writing in the dirt? The 10 Commandments. Do you remember in Exodus 31 when Moses was getting the 10 Commandments? Verse 18 says, when the Lord finished speaking with Moses on Mount Sinai, he gave him the 2 stone tablets, inscribed with the terms of the covenant, written by the finger of God. Oh, son, did you catch that? Remember when it said Jesus wrote in the dirt with his finger? And how were the 10 Commandments written? With the finger of God? Oh, come on. So here's the mind shift I want to show you. Why was Jesus writing the 10 Commandments in the dirt? You see, none of the men standing there accusing this woman had been able to fulfill the law 100% to completion because it is impossible to do. So Jesus was showing them, you're just as guilty as her. No matter how good you are at following the rules, you'll never be good enough. It's not about getting all the rules down and never messing up. It's about coming to Jesus when you do mess up. Oh, and this is so good because there was one man there who could have thrown as many stones as he wanted to. Jesus. Jesus had full right to stone this woman. He had never sinned. He had done what you and I could never do. But what does Jesus do? Right here, you see Jesus speak some of the most incredible words in the history of all the world. I don't condemn you either. You see, John 3:17 says, for God did not send his son to the world to condemn the world, but that the world through him might be saved.
There was one other really cool part to this that my pastor told me about this story a long time ago. It's like, this lady wanted to be anywhere else but there, wanted to run.
Right.
And everyone wants to destroy her, take her life. And the one person who can judge her is the person where actually she was the safest at his feet. Mm-hmm. There at the feet of Jesus was where you would think she would not want to be from the condemnation standpoint, but that's actually where she was the safest. And that's the same point for us. How many times we try to run away from our problems, our issues, our mistakes, our shortcomings, but the reality is the safest place for us is like this woman at the feet of Jesus.
The Bible say in 2 Deuteronomy of the book of Jericho that the eye for the tooth and the tooth for the people, and everybody who got the eye, you punch them in it. What? I can tell you don't read the Bible.
If you want a free Bible or you know someone that needs one, we give them out. We just send them to you when you ask, and it could not be simpler.
Yeah, when you text the word Bible to 91979, we will send you a free Bible. It's as simple as that.
Now, here's the thing. This is why you want it, in case anyone ever challenges you on something. We have Gavin. And there's a lot of other reasons, too. But this is one so you can prove you're the smartest Christian in the room. And so that's what Betty Rock and I try to do with Gavin's Bible trivia here. So what do you got?
Okay, I think we'll start easy, work our way down to more difficult.
Name is your buzzer still?
Yep, exactly. Okay. So 3 options, multiple choice.
Okay.
How many stones did David
Wally
pick out of the river for his slaying?
I believe 5.
Yes.
Yes! Super Christian!
I knew
Super
that
Christian.
too.
You got to be faster, Rock. This is Name is your buzzer.
But I'm just saying I knew that too.
Oh, well, the Lord knows if you knew that or not.
Amen.
We will never know.
All right, this was how many men, because the Bible does say, X amount of men with their women and children, but it says how many men left Egypt during the Exodus? 200K, 400K, 600K.
Wally.
Okay.
I had the number in my head of...
before I...
yeah, I had the number in my head of 40,000. So, yeah. So I was a little low. So I'm going to go with the 400K because maybe I had heard the 4 somewhere in there before, but I might be wrong.
Okay, you did not hear
at
all. So, Betty, you have 2 options now.
Okay, can you say them again?
There's 200,000 or 600,000.
Men.
So, triple that with the
wife
women,
and
children,
kids.
but the Bible only references the men.
200,000?
No.
No, 600,000. I knew it once I missed it.
Hey, the odds were good for the single ladies.
Large exodus.
Can I ask a question here? Because maybe you know this from your studying and preparing for this quiz, but like the Israelites wandered in the desert for 40 years. Is it possible it's because they didn't stop to ask for directions? Like their wives the whole time were like, "Would you just stop at the Circle K? Just stop." And there's another
guys.
Yeah, there's 600,000 guys that are all like, "No, we got this. It's okay. It's fine. It's gonna be fine. We'll get out of this." But again, if you ever want a free Bible, it's very simple. We'll send you a link if you just text the word Bible to 91979. Uplifting Way FM, this is The Wally Show, and everybody needs a head start sometimes, whether you're starting your own business or whether you're in a foot race and you're absolutely the slowest person in elementary school. I used to always beg for a head start.
Aww.
I was not fast. I had really tiny legs. I still have small legs for a full-grown adult, but I was really short when I was a kid, and so I always needed that head start. And that's kind of where we're at right now. We have Support Drive kicking off next week. And we've had some people that said, hey, we want to give you a head start as you move into Support Drive. Because if you go in on a good foot, then it helps make the event, more successful. And so some people have really stepped up in a big way.
Yeah, that big way, that big step, it looks like $20,000.
Yikes!
You can imagine, before we even start Support Drive, already having $20,000 under the belt. Man, that's a huge help. But it takes you. We need the first 100 people that are willing to do their best monthly gift, whatever that looks like. That could be $10 a month, $20 a month, $100 a month, $1,000 a month.
Whoa, that'd be huge.
Right? Whatever it looks like for you, if you could be one of those first 100 people in doing that best monthly gift, we can get that $20,000. But it doesn't happen without you. And we've made it super easy for you to get involved.
Yeah, all you have to do is just text the word donate to 91979.
To give.
Give. No, we changed it. Oh. No, give.
It's always been
my fault. Give has always been what it is. Donate is for the website. I got confused. That's my fault.
Give.
Yes.
GIVE
yes.
to 91979 or by going to wayfm.com.
There you go. And so hopefully if you are that kind of person that likes to get that little leg up in a competition, it would be great because their generosity combined with your generosity is going to set us up for a successful event next week. So again, give to 91979. I might not be smart, but I learn. You can help out right now.
Growing up in poverty has never been easy for children, but with the added challenges of the pandemic, conflict, and natural disasters, families around the world are facing an unprecedented food crisis. Unfortunately, those who are already hungry are now even more desperate. But by sponsoring a child through compassion, you can help provide life-sustaining essentials such as food and clean water. And with your compassionate support, that child can not only survive, but also flourish. You can find out how and choose a child to sponsor when you click on the compassion banner at wayfm.com.
Uplifting Way FM. If it's trending, streaming, or starring, Betty Rock's got it on The Rock Report.
When it comes to being a celebrity, especially a female celebrity, you're probably always asked, so what about children? When are you going to have children? And I'm sure that gets old. So I love to see when the tables are turned. And in fact, this is a list of male celebrities who have not had children.
Oh, okay.
Find it interesting. And the reasons as to why. The first one is John Cena.
And his name is John Cena.
He's 47 years old now. He's a WWE fighter. Used to be, and then he turned actor. But he was asked about why is it that he doesn't have any children. He said, well, I just have no passion for having children.
Really?
Yeah. He said, quote, I don't want to invest the time needed to be a good parent. I want to live life for all that it is, and I still have a lot to do.
And I don't want to birth anything without a neck.
Oh, come on.
No, you know what? Honestly, that honest answer is the best. Because if you know that about yourself, I don't really want to be a parent. I'd rather just do my own thing. Great. That means, it's better to not have a kid if that's where your head's at. Now, his head could change, but it's better to not have a kid in that circumstance.
Right, I agree. Another one is Andrew Garfield. He's 41 years old.
He's 41?
Is he really?
He's played Spider-Man. He was asked, why do you not have kids at 41? He said, quote, I'm already a tired guy. I don't want to be a tired dad. Gavin can empathize with that.
Yeah, it's a choice. And if you don't want to be, times 100 tired, then don't go for it.
And all these celebrities are like, you know what? There's time for me to have kids when I'm in my 60s and dating a 20-year-old model.
Yeah, definitely. The last one is one of my favorites. 81-year-old Christopher Walken.
Guess what? I got a fever, and the only prescription is more cowbell.
Love it.
He's been married to the same woman for 35 years.
That's amazing.
That
and
is
no
amazing.
kids.
No kids, yeah. He said that him and his wife, they got on the same page early on. He has 2 brothers, and they have lots of kids.
Yeah.
And he said he's happy when they come over to visit, but glad to see them go.
I get that.
They have a couple of cats, him and his wife.
Great.
And he said, too, that he remembers back in the day when he was starting out in the business and meeting young actors who were trying to get started. He said, quote, they had kids of their own, so they had to do something dependable. I didn't, so I could get by even in periods of unemployment.
Sure. I think that, my wife and I, when we first got married, neither one of us wanted kids. And so we're like, oh, we're the perfect couple. This is great. Neither one of us want kids. And then she changed her mind. Hey, and let me know that. And then but I didn't right away. I'm like, okay, interesting. Not what we signed up for.
Right.
Gonna have to work on this a little bit. And it took me about a year before I came to the realization that, okay, I can do this. And I'm beyond thrilled that I did. She's responsible for all the best life decisions that we've made as a couple. But I'm beyond thrilled that we did. But I could see that being a problem if you weren't on the same page.
Right.
And it's crazy that he and his wife have been on that page together for that long. That's good.
Right.
There you go.
That's awesome.
Yeah, there's too many people that have kids just because they either want to fix a relationship
right.
or they feel it's the thing to do. And there's no shame in not having kids.
Exactly.
If you don't want to have kids, don't have kids.
Amen
live
and
your
amen.
life.
Do it.
Uplifting Way FM. This is the Wally Show, and Gavin, he'll yawn here at work, and Betty's like, "Stop it! Stop it! You make me yawn."
Yeah, he's making me yawn, making me tired.
Yeah, but you got a good 12 hours sleep last night. Gavin's clocking in at every 2 because of his new born baby Bennett. So you're tired.
We're 2.5 months in, and they promise you, they genuinely promise you will struggle to sleep, and then eventually it'll get better.
Sure.
But that eventually get better takes forever.
Did you think at the time, when they said, oh yeah, people told you it's hard, the first little bit's hard and you don't sleep much, and did you think, okay, yeah, that's cool, but I was in college, I didn't sleep much, I'll be fine. And then you balance that out with working and all this other stuff. Did you have any idea how tired you would be?
Oh no, not even close. Because this is the kind of job that teaches you to be tired, because we do get in at a certain time. But the part that's kind of comforting is that you may be tired at work and you may put your 8 hours in, but you can kind of go home and then just sort of decompress, maybe take a nap, all that kind of stuff. The part that's hard is that for me at least, is going from here to picking him up at daycare. And then you're just dealing with all this stuff where you're just taking care of him, and he might nap.
Job.
It's a whole nother job when you get home, and it's the best job in the world, but it does result in no sleep.
Yeah. So here's what I want to talk about to further depress Gavin. What did you find was the toughest part of parenting? For Gavin, it's definitely being tired. He's not getting any of the Z's. For me, tired was one of it. The crying baby, for whatever reason, is a sound that just doesn't sit well with me.
Nails on a chalkboard.
Yeah, it really is. It's so hard. And that was really hard for me, to deal with. That was my toughest part, was remaining calm when something is just staring at you screaming and it's not your wife. It's I'm used to that.
But there are so many aspects of parenting that are difficult.
Absolutely.
Sleep, not getting enough sleep is just one of many.
Yeah. And sometimes too, it changes for the level that you're in. Some people, they go through the baby stage, it's really easy. In the toddler stage, there's something really hard about it. Or the teenage years. Oh, Lord have mercy.
Just stop talking. You're making him really sad.
Oh yeah, sorry. Hey, they're a gift from God.
That's a lot of years left.
Yeah, he's like, I just want to sleep. I'm fine. So what was, in your opinion, the toughest part of being a parent? 855-33-WAY-FM. That's 855-33-WAY-FM. We'll get your take on this now. So what's yours, Jennifer?
My little guy is 3.5, and so I'm technically still a new parent. But I think the toughest part about parenting is no 2 days are the same, and you literally do not know what you're doing. And your management team is somebody who cannot accurately tell you what is going on. So you're getting feedback from somebody who is your manager, but they can't even formulate sentences. But I guess the other part about parenting is you need to understand, like, they're learning as you're learning, so you have to have grace with yourself.
I really like your analogy of the baby being the boss, because they really are. And it's like it's like having a crazy boss that doesn't communicate well with you, but you just love them.
Yeah, Gavin, hang in there. For me, the infant stage was wonderful. My little guy slept through the night, and toddlers, it's like a walk into Jurassic Park.
Well, maybe your toddler stage will be better then, Gavin.
Can we get there as soon as possible?
Yeah. What do you think is the hardest part of being a parent? Because right now, Gavin thinks he's in it.
Oh, my goodness. Parenting in general is just really difficult. It's a blessing, and it's absolutely, it's hard. But I think one of the stages that nobody really talks about, like, yes, babies and toddlers and teenagers, but the stage that I had a lot of trouble with was after she graduated. Nobody really thinks about when you have an 18-year-old, you're still their mom,
right.
You're still their parent, but you can't keep them out of jail. Like,
that's
you
true.
have to just trust that everything that you taught them, but you can't really tell them what to do.
I actually understand this. I would say that I've had harder conversations with my adult daughter. I think that's been more challenging for me because she was always a really easy, good kid. And so that was easy. But some of the adult stuff I've not enjoyed, but they're hard conversations because, like you say, you're still their parent. You still have to be that guiding force for them.
Right? So the sleepless nights will never end. Sorry, bud.
Okay, great. Uplifting Way FM, this is the Wally Show. If somebody put $20,000 in front of you and said, hey, you could have this, just one quick thing I need you to do, you'd be like, what? Tell me what? I want to do it right now. That's kind of where we're at. We had somebody that knows we're going into support drive coming up next week, and they're like, hey, I know you guys, it's important to get off on the right foot and get started with a head start. So here's what we're going to do. If you get 100 people to do a monthly gift now, because those really make a difference. Honestly, people supporting it monthly makes a huge difference for your Way FM long term. And so they're like, if you get 100 people doing that right now with their best monthly gift, no matter what it looks like, whether it's $10 a month, whether it's $100 a month, anywhere that you want to do a monthly gift, we will add, when the 100 people come in, we will add $20,000 to that total. That's huge.
Yeah, and for you, that means you doing your $10 a month, $100 a month, your $1,000 a month could turn into $20,000, as easy as that. If you text the word GIVE to 91979, we will send you a link. When you click that link, it'll take you straight to the website so that you can give your best monthly gift. That's GIVE to 91979 or by going to wayfm.com.
In life, we have early adapters with things, and then we have procrastinators. I sometimes tend to be a procrastinator with things. Like, I'm not always the first to jump on the bandwagon, but that's why, iPhones come out, and they're the people that jump right in on them and get them. And in Support Drive, we had the same thing. They're the people that jump right in at the beginning and set the tone and the table for finishing, and then the people to push it over the line. If you're that set the tone, you're that early adapter, you're the first person in, first person to raise their hand when someone says, hey, can you volunteer for? You might be exactly what we're looking for to help turn your gift, whatever that monthly gift is, into $20,000. But we start next week, and this opportunity is going to end next week. So if we can get you in right now, that would be amazing. It's very simple, like Betty Rock said. Just text the word GIVE to 91979. If you love Way FM, if it's ever mattered to you and you've found yourself getting something from it, then maybe you would consider giving something to it as well. So there you go. GIVE to 91979.
Well, that's the end, but it doesn't have to be. Check out our Aftercast. It's new stuff you didn't hear in the podcast. Be sure to rate us on iTunes as well as connect with us on social media. Just search Wally Show. And if you'd like to join our Facebook group made exclusively for you potties, the link is in the description of this podcast. Thanks to Colorado Christian University Online for supporting what we do.